Last time we converted binary numbers to denary numbers. Let's just have a quick recap of what that was. Here we have the binary number 10101, and to convert it to denary we need to use the placeholders shown in the red band and multiply each one by the number underneath. The good thing about binary, it is only ones or zeros, so the maximum we have to multiply by is 1. So here we have 16 times 1 is 16, 0 times 8 is 0, 1 times 4 is 4, 2 times 0 is 0, and 1 times 1 is 1. Now, we did find a quick way of doing this, because we can ignore those columns with zeros in. So we only focus on the 16, the 4, and the 1. We also know that anything times 1 is always the number we're multiplying it by. So 16 times 1 is always 16. So we only have to add up the column headings with a 1 underneath it. So 16 plus 4 plus 1 equals 21. Now we're going to convert it the other way around. We're going to convert from denary numbers to binary numbers. So in this case, we have still got the same place headings. So now we decide that 16 does not go into 13. So we put a 0 underneath the 16. Then we know that 8 goes into 13. So we put a 1 underneath the 8. Now we have to take away the 8 we've just used away from the 13 to give us 5. 13 minus 8 equals 5. So we have 5 left. So 4 goes into 5 once, so we put a 1 underneath the 4. Now we're left with 5 minus 4 equals 1. So we know 2 does not go into 1, so it's 0. And then we're left with 1. So put a 1 in the last column. And just to check, going back the way we did last week, 8 plus 4 plus 1 equals 13. So we know we got it correct. So let's try this. 19 is a denary number. We want to find out what its binary equivalent is. So 16 goes into 19 once. So this time we put 1 in the 16 column. 19 take away 16 leaves us 3. So 8 does not go into 3, so we put a 0 underneath 8. 4 does not go into 3, so again a 0 under 4. Now 2 does go into 3, so we put a 1 underneath the 2. And 3 take away 2 equals 1. So we've got 1 left over, so we put 1 in the last column. Here's another one. 16 is bigger than 14, so we put a 0 under 16. 8 goes into 14, so we put 1 underneath the 8. And 14 minus 8 equals 6. 4 goes into 6 once, so we put 1 underneath the 4. And 6 take away 4 equals 2. So the next column, 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 take away 2 is 0, so we've got nothing left over, so we have a 0 in the last column. Last one. We have the denary number 25. Now we know that 16 goes into 25 once, so we put 1 in the 16 column. Then 25 take away 16 leaves us with 9. So 8 goes into 9 once, so we put 1 underneath the 8. And 9 minus 8 leaves 1. So 4 does not go into 1, so we put 0. 2 does not go into 1, so we place 0. And obviously 1 goes into 1 once, so we place 1. And that is it. So now go back to OneNote, look for the worksheet called Unit 3, Lesson 3. I know we missed out Lesson 2 at the moment, we'll come back to that and see if you can practice what you've just learnt. If you're still a little bit unsure, you can always start the video at the back from the beginning again and run through it one more time.